right now, I'm pretty much using REI Reply for everything. In
Yeah.
fact, if you guys are interested, I have a guy that I work with who was originally one of the engineers that helped develop REI Reply.
Oh man,
And
that would be great having him on the podcast or something like that.
yeah, yeah. What I'm gonna do is right now he's working on my websites, and he went in and set up my system, with the
Wow.
with the timelines, the responses, the text, the follow-up campaigns, and everything. He set it all up for me because I
Ooh.
didn't want to do any of that, right? So I just paid
No,
him.
man, I'm telling you, like yesterday I was doing two campaigns, taking me until 1 a.m. to do it.
Yeah, yeah, and he'll get it done for you in a matter of a couple hours.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
with with
Amazing.
with unique communications, in other words, with unique um text messages, unique email messages, everything, so you don't look like everybody else on there. So everybody's individual stuff is set up for them. It's kind of it's
That's
it's it's
pretty
it's
good.
really
Is
kind of
it's
cool. So
pricey or is it affordable? As a
a couple $100.
That's not bad. It's
No,
not bad.
especially considering that, if you don't have the time to do it, it's
Yeah.
really good. And he has the experience to make he helped build it. So he knows how to go, like
You
right
know the
in and get
program, the script and everything.
everything. He get the websites, the linking the websites and everything. He'll do it, he'll get it all done for you.
Oh,
Now, if you're interested in that, just let me know. Put something in the text in the chat. I
yeah.
will. You can do it either privately to me or whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'll
But
text
I'll
it.
I'll pull it down and I'll contact you in regards to it, because if anybody else wants to participate in something like that and have him set it up, I give him the work. I don't make anything off of it, but I kind of control the workflow for you. Make sure that it gets done.
That's great. That's great because like you can use I use it for another. I was thinking to use it for another business too with all the things you can do with that. I went on a capital
And
funding that I'm in. The follow to
if
follow
you if
up.
you if you want to do that, he could set that up for you.
That's
He could, yeah,
great.
he could set it up for whatever type of business you want to work,
Yeah.
which is really cool. Yeah, he knows how to do it for agencies. He knows how to do it for insurance services. He knows how to do it for whatever kind of business you're trying to run. It's really not. It's really a cool deal. And including all of the websites set up. If you're interested in that, he can do that for you. And then if you have a templated website, say, for your area, then all you do is just make a couple of changes, and you can literally, with REI Reply, have 50 websites, all looking the
Ooh.
same, but all targeted to a particular area. So that you want them to look the same because you want the branding.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want them to be different, but you just want this one to say, like this one says San Bernardino, the other one says Los Angeles area, the other one says Riverside,
Yeah.
Orange County, type of thing. So they're all different. So you can have different um, communities, different states, whatever it is you want, and also you can tailor them so that, let's say you're working probate.
Yeah.
You
I
can do a
do.
probate site, right? If you're doing
Foreclosure.
pre-foreclosures, do a
Yeah.
pre-foreclosure type site where you have
Yeah.
all the information. And you could talk to him about it, but he also has a lot of stuff that he already has for those sites, like
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of information that he'll just load for you.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's pretty amazing. It works out great for us because it really cuts the timeline down to, a lot less than me trying to
Oh,
do that myself. It was like
I
it was
tried to
so
just to learn the program. Like it take like probably 2 months. Just if
yeah,
you
yeah.
watch one video every day, just to learn. Like
Yeah.
no, man, it's crazy, and you cannot even keep up with all the text and stuff, man. It's like
Yeah. Just trying to get it all done it can be a little bit daunting.
It
Um,
is, it is, but it's amazing. It's amazing to like
oh,
you can do.
I love the system itself.
Yeah, it's great. And with Twilio give me like a little bit of problem at the start because they outed me,
They
so
did.
they wouldn't give me the Twilio account. So,
Uh-huh.
but
I'm
yeah,
setting
no,
up I'm setting up the Facebook feed, so just bear with me real quick.
gotcha.
Where did you go?
Do you have some virtual assistant helping you out?
No, I did. I do, but I tend to use them now on a per project basis. I don't have a full-time VA anymore. I wasn't able to keep them busy enough to really, do stuff. But that's only because I shifted my business a little bit from, chasing, deals all the time to where I was focusing on some acquisition and stuff. So I was picking up properties on my own and doing some other things. So I picked up a few properties and stuff. So now my marketing, my speaking with, who I'm going to speak with, it's a little bit more strategic, right?
Okay.
Right now I'm focused very, very intently on what is called special needs housing.
Oh, okay.
So I look for particular type of houses in a particular niche that has proven to be just really amazing. I want to teach on it, but it's a little premature right now, only because I have to put a lot of stuff together, and the person who taught me how to do it, I have to get some of their permissions as well.
Gotcha, gotcha. I say, I don't know if you know that guy in Phoenix, Peace Morby.
I do
He
know
was,
Pace.
yeah.
I know him personally.
Oh, you know him personally?
Yeah, I've met him. We spent some time together.
That's awesome. He's a
Yeah.
great dude. And in one of his video, he was doing actually he was doing that with owner finance. He bought a house in a very rough neighborhood, and he rented for a lot of money to the government. They was like putting there like, a woman with like problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so that is a category that you guys can also consider, doing that. I have chosen to stay away because I've kind of been through a progression in the type of business that I wanted to run. And I actually started off wanting to do residential assisted living.
Yeah.
And but then, once I really, peeled the covers back and looked at the liability and give me just 1 second. Let me let some people in. I looked at the liability and everything associated with residential assisted living, and in talking with this guy who taught me this other process, I realized that I absolutely did not want the liability.
Yeah, it's
Right.
a lot
I didn't want the cost of it. Right. The cost factor is excessive in terms of insurance and the liability that you run. And here's the most important part for me, guys, was like, I don't know if you guys have ever coached youth sports, but if you have, you've dealt with youth sports parents.
Oh.
Kevin is laughing. Kevin is laughing, right? Because I literally stopped, coaching youth sports, even though I loved the kids, right? But the parents are just impossible, obnoxious, and constant.
Insane.
Right? And they took the joy out of me doing, coaching youth sports. So when it comes to dealing with someone in a residential assisted living environment, just multiply that by 1,000.
Yeah.
Because these people are paying $10,000 a month or whatever it is that they're paying, right? and they have a certain level of expectation, and a lot of times it's not reasonable. Like it's not like it's wacky, right? So, you have to deal with that stuff. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can actually do that, right? You can either operate and be a licensed operator, or you can just provide the housing, or you can do both, right?
Oh,
Either way, the liability can get to be a little bit heavy. They pay that 10,000, but it costs you quite a bit too just to stay active. So my point being is I decided to move away from there and try to find an area of housing that would allow me to avoid the most hassle and give me the biggest reward. So then I moved so now I'm focusing on doing these particular type of housing programs where there is no medical care, there is no extra stuff that you have to do. You're basically providing room and board, and you're providing it for specialty organizations that pay way over and above market rents.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. So and you can rent rooms at a time, right? So let's say
it's like Airbnb, but you
it's
do
like
it with
Airbnb, except with the government.
yeah,
And the
it's
government
way better
cuts a
because you
check.
have like 12 months a year instead to have like
Yep,
6
yep.
month or 4 month good and then a few month bad. So
Yeah.
it's bad,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yes,
crazy.
it's pretty amazing. Here's the challenge. And until I figured out this system or found somebody who could teach me the system, the problem was always accessing the agencies that could cut those checks.
Oh,
You,
all right.
you don't just walk in and ask for people. There is a very defined process of getting in touch with the person who can provide it. And they literally cannot reach out to you, which is the stupidest shit, but it's government, so it's expected, right? They literally
cannot call you personally, like directly?
Huh?
They cannot call you directly
Nope.
or contact you directly?
Nope.
That's crazy.
It is the most broken system, but that's where the opportunity is. Because if you know how to contact them, give them what they need, they literally will be calling you to house their people. Like right now, one of my, because I'm a veteran, one of my passions is to help vets, right? So they get these enormous budgets. And if they do not use the budget, they lose the money.
Yeah.
But they can't reach out to spend the budget. Doesn't that just sound exactly like government?
Oh, man.
But within the problem, the issue, the communication breakdown is where the opportunity lies. Because once they know that you provide, you literally will never be without tenants. And in my market, so the advantage in my market is this: I'm in Southern California. My market is super, super, super expensive.
Oh yeah.
With this program, I don't have to own the property. So I don't have to buy it. So I can look for lease houses. I contract with the person who's lease optioning the house, and I agree to pay them above market rents. I can pay them above market rents, lock them in, and never have to worry about losing. And at some point, I'll probably be able to lock in that house and buy it. Right? It doesn't matter to me. I don't have to. They're not going to unless they decide to sell the property. And if they do decide to sell the property, guess who's going to be first in line?
You.
Exactly. So I don't even have to negotiate a sale on the upfront.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now, obviously, what I do is I try to negotiate. I try to lock in a price, but I'm looking for 5 years on the lease.
At least, yeah.
But if I'm doing 5 years on the lease, right, and I'm paying you above market rents, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not. It's a different conversation than going in for a typical lease option conversation. And the only thing, there are some stipulations in the agreement where you can sublet and do different things with the property and stuff like that. But you know, these are high quality tenants. The check is on time every single month, type of thing. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty unique. And it's a niche that I've been searching for a while in terms of, you know, how can I make money with this stuff in California?
I understand. Well, a loophole that we use to rent Airbnb and, you know, sublease the Airbnb with a partner of mine, we ask if the condominium, the association, or whoever accept corporate lease.
Yep.
So if they accept corporate lease, I say, all right, I'll set my corporation, and we do like training, 1 to 3 Florida. And if they come and they ask, hey, who are you? Oh yeah, we're here for training 1 to 3 Florida. We're with them. So that's one of the loopholes that we use.
Yeah.
In order to be able to rent. And like the worst thing that can happen, they cannot renew the lease. But at the point, you already make your money back 4 times. So I don't really care.
Yeah. One of the secrets, I'll let you guys in on a little bit of the secret, is that on these properties, they pay you so much, you provide everything. Free internet. No, they don't pay electricity, they don't pay internet, they don't pay television, they don't pay anything. But it is way more than covered.
So if you pay $1,000, they pay you $3,000, for example.
Yep.
That's amazing, man.
Yep. And each room is an income stream. So if you got 5 rooms, that's 5 income streams for one property.
Well, we should talk about that, because I probably have an house like that you might be interested here in Florida. I don't know if you do it here in Florida, but I was talking with this guy that I found on Zillow. That he has this house that is very weird. It's not bad, the house, but it's very weird. It has a lot of room, a small kitchen.
It's unique. It's uniquely built, and those are exactly the ones that I look for. The ones that are outliers, that are difficult for them to rent or sell to an average individual, because it's like nobody wants a house that's built like this.
No,
right?
They call it here. They call it half house or something like that. Well, give me a call later on if you want to talk about it.
I'm gonna grab your info right now off the chat.
I send you my number in the chat.
Yeah.
So, Victor, one quick question. This is Rick.
Hey, Rick.
So when you are looking up, I understand with the number of rooms, but what about the bathroom? Does that make a difference or no?
The more the better, but you know, bathrooms are not a deal killer. They just have to be enough to really service the house, right? Like if you have a house with 5 bedrooms, and I've never seen one, but you know, you need at least 2 bathrooms for a house that large, right? The more you have, the better. Like you don't want a 5-bedroom house with 1 bath.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
So
sense.
it just has to. It doesn't have to be anything unusual or abnormal, or you know, you don't have to go in and add anything, do anything like that. Just find a house that makes sense. And like Mateo is talking about, when you have these outlier properties where it's you know, it's difficult to sell or to do anything with because of just the design. Like maybe it was a different type of property at some point, and now it's, you know, now they're trying to sell it as a house. Those are perfect. Those are perfect. And they're obviously easier to deal with because the people are like, oh yeah, I can't do nothing else with this house.
No, I sent them a couple buyer, and they was telling me, no, man, if I have to convert this in a single family home, I have to spend like $40,000-$60,000.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's true because it's flying out, like it's weird. The floor plan is very weird.
Yeah, exactly. But they're perfectly fine for what you look, as long as they have the requisite number of bathrooms. You know, they don't have 1 bathroom for 5 bedrooms or anything like that. And as long as they have the other stuff, a eating area, a cooking area, and a common area. And most houses have a living room, a dining room, and a kitchen.
Yep.
Those are the areas, right? It's built in. So Yeah, it's really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really super excited about it right now because I'm starting to find the property, starting to gain some traction, starting to let the providers know who I am. So it's turning into fun. I'm looking forward to this coming year because I really want to do something in my community, and most of the processes in California are difficult to accomplish because we have such a high price point to purchase, and the rents never cover the cost at that price point. So you guys understand that when you go into markets looking for properties, there's a couple of things that you want to look for when you go into these markets. Obviously, if you're looking to do wholesale, if you're looking to flip contracts, right, which is really what we do, you want to go into places that are already active. Don't go into these outlier places and look for these unique properties, because all it's going to do is just make your life miserable. You're going to think that you have something when you really don't. You want to, look, do your research, go into the places where people are already doing business, where the market is already hot. Trust me, you'll find there's still deals there. Those people are fishing in those ponds because those ponds are stocked. Right? So don't get under the impression that you got to go outside of where the activity is. Okay, Rick, I'll connect with you. Where there's no activity going on, and you go into PropStream, you don't see any flip comps for 5 miles, for 20 miles around. You don't have any activity going on that looks like it was wholesale. You have no flippers in the area and stuff. Now you're a real estate agent because you're looking for somebody to come into your farm and want your property, right? That is not the model that you really want to deal with if you're trying to do this for a living, because ideally, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, most of you would be super excited to turn 5 deals a month, right? 5 deals a month would change the game for you, right? Especially if you're doing them at $5,000 a pop, right, or something like that.
It will change your life, man.
It'll change your life, right? Now you're talking $25,000 a month in income. Well, you're not getting that out in the country where there's only one potential buyer or one potential flipper. So think in terms of that. If I want to do 5 deals a month, I got to go where people are fishing. Right. And the reason why we're on here doing the role play and whenever we do role play, doing the role play and getting our phone game up is because even though there's a lot of activity in this pond, a lot of the people, and think of it this way, a lot of these people are untrained and they don't know how to close. So you're going to, step into a lot of these situations, you're going to have such an advantage just because you're going to know what the hell you're doing and they don't. So it's that simple. Anyway, has anybody, I know a lot of you guys have been doing phone calls and stuff in the labs, which are amazing. Man, the Mark and Justin really put together something really fabulous with that stuff. And if you guys are participating, man, good on you. Because I know that it's turning in. I know that Nick Gonzalez, he does an amazing job doing that and reviewing deals and everything though. So, we're trying to build something really strong to help people, man, in this group. So, participate, plug in. There's some of you who, you guys just show up all the time. I know, Jerry Smith, he's making stuff happen all over the place. Alan, I don't know if we ever turn on Zoom and Alan is not on there. He is committed to win. Like he ain't no doubt about it, and Jason, John, see, Alan is laughing. So you guys, you guys are so appreciated. And if there's anything, that you guys ever need, don't hesitate to reach out. You guys know we're on the messenger groups. We have direct message, whatever it is that you need. We're always gonna do our best to try to help you. But with that said, does anybody have any scenarios that they ran into that maybe challenged them, or they want to do a role play in, or you're getting ready to do a phone call later on today, and you know, you want to kind of, you know, pre-play it, prepare for it? I know you guys got some stuff. Anybody have any questions that I could answer for you, or in terms of, you know, what we're doing? Hey, Alan.
Yeah, Victor, I got an objection yesterday when I sent my
Okay.
offer, and they said, "Oh yeah, we're not comfortable with this type of sale because we don't know the legal ins and outs." The offer was a lease option.
Okay.
So I just wanted to see how you would that objection.
Okay. So I don't know if that's necessarily an objection, or if it's just simply what they said, a request for more information. So, so Alan, I get that you don't understand, because, you know, most of us don't understand something when we've never done it before. Are there any specific questions that I could answer for you, or what would you need to see or have me do to make you comfortable in this transaction?
Yeah, it's just that, you know, there's like a lot of details, and we don't know the legal ins and outs of it. And yeah, and also you know, I got another guy that called me and he said he was going to make a cash offer. So yeah, we're not sure about your offer.
Absolutely, absolutely. I totally get that. Do you know what the offer was for? Because maybe I could beat it.
Oh yeah, it was like closer to the asking price, so I couldn't beat it.
Okay, so yeah, nor do you want to, right? Like if it doesn't
Correct.
make sense, it just doesn't make sense, right? So
Correct.
so when is this person supposed to get back to you with this offer?
Oh, yeah, they just called me. They said they're gonna have an offer for me this week.
Okay, okay. So when should I follow up with you? Because here's what I can do, Alan. I can send you over a little memorandum, right? Something that explains the process, explains what, you know, what the agreements are, and off the role play. In the lease option memo pack, there is an explanation. If you go into any of the training with Justin stuff, there is some package. You go through there, you'll find it, and you might have to separate it because they may have the other agreements attached to it. So just split the file, you know, just, you know, either copy and paste it, make it another one, or just split the file. And just send them over the information that explains how a lease option works. I have a website that does that. But if you don't have a website that does that, you can just send them over the part of the lease option memo that explains exactly what a lease option is, right? If they're willing to take a look at it, then fine, and you can walk them through it, engage in it or whatever. Even ask, you know, look, do you have somebody who advises you?
Great.
If
Those are
you
great
have someone
pointers.
who
Thank you.
advises you, yeah, have them take a look at the information I'm going to send over, and then I'll follow up with you next week. Hopefully, you get the offer that you want, and by the time I talk to you next week, you're packing up your stuff. But in case you're not, I'm going to go ahead and send this over to you, and I'll follow up with you on, you know, on Monday of next week, which by that time, if you haven't, you know, received your offer. Right. And I'm actually going to follow up with them by text or something in between. I'm not going to wait until then. I'm going to, you know, prompt them a little bit. But in fact, I'm going to say, look, you know, I'll follow up with you on a certain date, because if they're talking about a cash offer at that price, guess what? They're probably talking to somebody who just came out of a course or whatever. And, you know, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're about to make a loser offer to somebody that is going to have very little chance of going to the finish line. Right. So,
cool.
You know, yeah, it's not necessarily an objection. It might be a little bit of apprehension or fear or lack of understanding or whatever. And then there's two things that have to be decided. How much time do you want to spend with them? you know, and it does, you know, it'll take you what, 2 minutes to send them over the explanation letter for the lease option in the course, in the lease option memo paperwork. It'll take you a couple of minutes to send that over. It'll, you know, you put them, if you have a system like REI Reply, you just, you know, send them the text messages or the email follow-ups or whatever, and keep it moving. On the surface, from what you just said, the motivation level and the match. When I say the match, I mean, you know, based on what you're looking for in order to be able to turn a deal, it's not even a great match at this point, right? Unless they don't, there's only one offer, the lease option offer, and they have to accept that lease option offer on your terms. Otherwise, is it a deal? No. It's a possible deal, but it's, you know, 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 at best, right? So, you know, they only warrant so much time. Look, I'll send this over, and I'll set up a follow-up, and, you know, we'll talk then.
Cool. Thanks, Victor. I appreciate the help, man.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else? Jerry Smith, man, how you doing, buddy? Long time no see. How's everything with you?
Doing great, buddy. Doing great.
I know you over there just killing it, man. Tell us what's been going on with you.
I just have several deals that I'm working on right now.
Look at that grin on Jerry's face, you guys. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy who just basically, I remember Jerry came in and he almost didn't know any of the definitions of any of the terms. He literally didn't know anything a couple of months ago. And now he is consistently just producing results. Maybe you can say something, Jerry, about, you know, what you've done that's different. And I don't know if it's different in what you're doing. It probably has more to do with your consistency, right?
Just being consistent of what you're doing, okay?
Yeah.
And we all get to those points where we have those highs and lows, okay?
Mhm.
But it's just plowing through that and being consistent, okay? And one thing I'll touch base on, you said about finding deals out in like areas where there's no buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was for a while. I was buying nice houses. The spread was really nice, but you know, could not get the houses sold.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you said about that 100%. Also, the system that you're working on, will that work in any market?
Any market. They have funding for it in pretty much any market.
Okay.
Yeah. There are some places like one of the things that you can do, like for me, I go immediately, because I'm a veteran. I have a soft spot in my heart for veterans. So I literally go search. I pull down a list of every VA hospital that there is in the country.
Okay.
That's an entire market in and of itself, right?
Okay.
And it's underserved. Right. So if you have, you know, things like that, you know, I don't see any females on the line, but let's say that you're a female and, you know, you want to provide, you know, safe housing or something like that for abused women or something of that nature. The main key about all this is you don't want to get into providing stuff like medical care, or, you know, you don't want to do any of that stuff. You only want to provide housing. And you want to be able to do it in such a way that you don't necessarily need to own the property.
Right.
Because we're trying to make money in real estate, and we're trying to make money in real estate in markets that sometimes don't actually, like in my market, the normal methodology does not work unless I find a super motivated situation. And when I do, I am not going to be the only one fighting for that deal.
True.
There's going to be a few of us fighting for that deal, right? So my thinking was, where are some niches that will allow me to get paid, you know, for getting involved in these transactions, basically controlling the property without necessarily having to own it, and be able to extract, you know, a significant amount of income out of that property.
Okay.
Right. That's the thinking process that you go into with these deals. How can I extract the money from this deal, right? Claude is on here with us, and he talks all the time about, you know, putting a deal together where you're just basically going to extract something out of that transaction. Either it's going to be consulting, and, you know, he talks about just, you know, doing a consulting agreement. Look, you know, I'll charge you some and I'll walk you all the way through this. That's a way. And what you've done now is you've taken all the same activity and you've created another way to extract something, an income out of the deal, right? And so with that mindset is where I started looking and seeing, okay, where can I do this? And like I said, I started with the residential assisted living as a possibility, only to find out that the liability, the cost, and everything else was just more than I was willing to choose. So I kept looking. And so now I'm kind of, you know, moving forward with some other strategies that allow me to be in whatever market. I could be in Hawaii doing this strategy, right? Because the cost is not prohibitive, right? Claude, you know, you've been in this game for a long time, and you obviously understand that it's really about looking at a situation and seeing, you know, how you can extract some benefit and provide some benefit at the same time, right?
Yeah, it's getting your priorities straight. Why are we, you know, get back to simplicity. Why are we in business?
Why are we in business? Yeah.
And you can be, you know, a lot of people get altruism confused with running a business.
Right.
Okay. You know, if you want to change the world, join the Peace Corps. If you want to make a good living, put mac and cheese on the table and take care of your responsibilities, your family, you got to have kind of a business head. Yeah. Hopefully with a better haircut than I have right now.
Hey, man, I like your crop top.
No, I look like who is the one there were three Stooges, no, 4 or 5 Three Stoogers. And who was the one with
the one with the crazy hair? I don't even, was it?
Oh, Larry. It was Larry.
Was it Larry or was it? Oh, I'm thinking the Marx Brothers. I'm thinking
it was Larry and,
okay.
And all that. The thing about it is, if you can focus on your business, I asked myself one question. No, how many people did I speak to today? How much money did I make? Did I make a little bit of money? Did I make a few phone calls? And if every day you can ask yourself, hey, I made a little money. I made $100, 1,000, 10,000, whatever. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the month, that adds up to a lot of money, even if it's a little money every day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you can be the most generous, philanthropic, altruistic. You can write checks. You have more time to volunteer and everything. I mean, I believe in, you know, living a good life, helping other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Can I tell the truth, or should I just make everything sweetness and kindness today?
I don't know. These guys might be a little soft. You might want to make it sweet. Nah, go ahead and hit them with it.
Okay. We can,
the truth is good.
I want, the only thing I want to see people make money.
Yeah.
If people make money, I think it just removes one of those stresses of life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's and we're so busy with so much, you know, we have so much information in this business. Mm-hmm. You know, the creative real estate strategies, the contracts, the marketing. And then I come in and really, you know, and say, this is what you need to say and do. Right. This is a tough bit. This is a hard business. And when you get on the phone with somebody, you have to say to yourself, gee, how can I make money in this, with this phone call with this other human being? Mm-hmm. Am I going to make them an offer for something creatively? Am I going to consult on this deal? Am I going to wholesale it, lease purchase it? How can I make money on this deal?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way my mind works. How about yours?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And maybe you can speak also. I know that you kind of do all sorts of different deals. And so you're not as dependent on, you know, your location as much, because you do different types of trainings and you can train somebody how to do the gut system no matter where they are type deal. But when you're looking at your real estate activity and your real estate purchase activity, you know, do you focus on particular areas? Do you want to fish in a particular pond, or are you just taking anything that somebody gives you? What is your process and mindset as far as that's concerned? And I say, and before you answer, I say that because I'm seeing a lot of people that come into our group here, and they get excited about having a deal under contract, right? But they're working with a potential pool of buyers that's about this big. And I say, like you said, it's a difficult business. You keep doing that, you're going to blow yourself out of this game, because it's just going to get harder and harder and more disappointing and more disappointing. So fish where people are fishing, right?
When I first start, I guess it depends on your sophistication, your seasoning. Are you just getting started? Have you been in it a while and done a few deals? And what are your resources? Your credit, other investors, how much cash you have on, well, a line of credit and things like that. When I first got started, I just did deals in my backyard. I kept it real simple. I originally
You
lived
in California, right?
Well, originally I lived in Northwest New Jersey, very,
Oh, got it. Okay.
country, very farm area, actually.
Okay. Okay.
And my first deal was a condo development. It was taken back by the bank.
Okay.
And it was a $25,000 condo that I sold for a lot more money about 8-9 years later. But it was in my backyard. And the rents were higher than the home purchases at that time. Rents were really high. So I worked in my backyard, even though it was in the country. Then I moved to California and Colorado, and I always loved deals in my backyard for common sense. It's easy to look at them, do research on them, know the local culture and customs and utility costs. You have local expertise. You can hire local handymen and realtors and people like that. So it's just easier working from your backyard. As you become hopefully more prosperous, a little bit more sophisticated, you have several different strategies, then you might want to go to different areas. Then you might want to expand. The gut sales, my company is CC&R Property Investments Incorporated.
Okay.
And that's my corporation. We're in 26 countries now as far as the gut sales training is.
Nice.
So today with the internet, there's no restrictions. I mean, if you live in California and you're looking at deals in Ohio, that can be, a lot of people are doing stuff like that today.
Yeah. Now, if I go to Ohio, and I think that, where I was going with the conversation, if I go to Ohio, one of the first little bits of information that I'm going to look for is, where's the activity at? Right? Like I'm not going to go to Ohio, especially living in California. One of the first criteria that I need to find out is, okay, where are the players playing at? Where are they buying at? What's in the path of growth? Where's progress going? Where are houses that are within the gentrification areas of those things, right? In other words, go to where people are actually doing what you want to do. And
gentrification, good word.
Right, yeah. And join the party rather than trying to create a party for that one house out on the lake that would be magnificent. But the problem is that there's only like 2 people that want it. Right. Yeah. So and that's what I'm always trying to warn people against. Look, don't do that. Don't be afraid of jumping into the water because everybody else is already in the water. They're in there for a reason.
Yeah. You can ride it. You can ride a trend sometimes. If you see a trend going in a certain area, even though the prices are high, but you think that trend has another 6 months, another year of legs. Yeah. Very similar to what we're in right now. I'm in the Soviet Socialist state of Southern California right now. Okay.
Well, and we'll be making changes soon.
Real estate is nuts here right now. There's a house in my neighborhood, right? There's no inventory right now. There's a house in my neighborhood right now. And people everyday realtors are showing this house. I mean, I'm assuming it's in a bidding war right now.
That's what's probably happening. Yeah.
If you do, word of advice or caution, if you do a deal in another area, make sure have some connections in that area, family, friends, old college buddies, a realtor, God forbid, an attorney, or somebody you have a connection with who can watch. Problems are going to occur. I mean, this business is hard enough when problems occur in your backyard.
Mhm.
Okay, can you imagine what it's like in the properties 1,000 miles away?
Oh my God, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Do you,
Yeah,
do you have that support?
absolutely. And you know, we use the term boots on the ground, right?
Yeah.
You want to have boots on the ground. If you're going to go into an area, you know, work on getting some boots on the ground first. Literally, like, I mean, you can do it all at the same time, but understand that that's a key element for you to be able to actually, you know, get to the finish line with these things. Now, there's also different strategies, right? Maybe you just want to get it under contract and you just want to sell the contract, make a quick 2,500, 5,000 and be done with the deal. Obviously, at that point, there's less requirement for you to have, you know, an abundance of information, right? But what do you still need in that environment? You need somebody who wants that contract in that location, in that area, you know, at a attractive price point.
Yeah.
So the fundamentals remain the same, and the biggest fundamental is have people who want to buy the stuff you're selling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And use the technology too. Frank, if you have a property and it's far away, and say you want to let people, say you want to, you don't want to run back and forth showing it, or there's no neighbor you can pay to let them in. Maybe you can use the technology. Here is, I don't know how well this will show. This is my Wise system here.
Okay.
In my home in Colorado, I can see the inside, the outside, the front door. I can listen, I can talk, I can record. If someone walks around the property, I get an alert.
Okay. So it's like,
These cameras cost the whole $20.
It's like a ring system.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's called
Nice.
Wise, W-I-Z-E. I use it.
Okay.
I'm leaving here, my home in California. We're leaving tomorrow morning. I've got cameras inside and outside on this house too. It's all I can see on here. The cameras cost $20 to $39 each, no maintenance fees.
Yeah. Yeah. The technology is so good now.
Yeah. So if you want to show a house, but you want to make sure who's going in and they're not damaging it or anything like that, you can communicate with people, say, here's the code, you know, and you can watch them going. You can have a lock with a code on it or something.
Mhm.
There's even automatic locks now. Wise makes a lock system where you can open the door automatically to let people in and out from 1,000 miles away. You
Yeah.
talk to somebody, say you're in California, you're looking at a house in Texas.
Mhm.
You don't want to get on the plane, but tell the person, hey, look, turn on your Zoom. Show them, give me a tour of that house and give me a tour. So we can use this technology to save a lot of time and be a lot safer
Mhm.
in this business too. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good topic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just, you know, Jerry, there's something else. Going back to you also, you kind of figured out a way to sort of design your business to where, you know, you're now able to, you know, operate it sort of on your terms. What was the main thing that you think that you did in terms of that has really solidified your business, your consistency, you know, your ability to attract deals and have conversations? I know that you also partnered up with some folks who, you know, are like thinking, who have a different skill set than you.
Yes, well, one of the first things, like from the time that I came into the group, I listened to Claude, I listened to you, I listened to Justin, okay?
Mhm.
And then I studied the agendas. And what I did, I saw as far as talking to customers, it was like when I would talk to the homeowner, it was like I developed my own way of talking to the homeowner, rather than trying to sound like Justin, rather
Uh-huh.
than, you know, trying
Yeah.
to sound like Claude or you. I
Right.
developed my own. And that helped me a lot, okay? Because when I'm talking to a homeowner, okay, and building a relationship, we're just two people having a conversation, okay?
Mhm.
So, and it sort of takes a lot of the weight with me doing that, okay? It sort of
Mhm.
took a lot of the fear before. It was like, and practicing. The more you talk to people, the better you're gonna get on the phone, okay? And
Mhm. Mhm.
just being consistent and talking to people. Where before, if someone would call and they get pissed off at me, I would like be with nervous. Now, if
Yeah.
someone get pissed off at me, Okay, that's energy, dude. Okay, that fires me up when someone is pissed off. Okay,
Let's do a role. Let's do a role play, Jerry. Be pissed off at me. Go ahead. Give me some garbage.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Okay, ring ring.
Yeah, just go ahead and be nasty. Oh, you're the 10th bottom feeder to call me. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Jerry. Your house must be gone by now, right?
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay. You wouldn't want to sell it today, right?
That depends on the price.
Okay, be nasty to me. That's all I wanted to demonstrate here. Just say you're the 10th jerk to call me up or something like that.
You're the 10th person. You're the 10th person call me today. Okay.
Maybe I'm the last.
You're the 10th person called me, and everybody's calling me. Everybody wanting me to do owner finance. I'm selling my house for cash. If you don't have cash, don't bother talking to me.
Okay. You sound, I do have cash, but before I make an offer, you sound like you're really mad at me. Should I go away and come back later, or should I apologize, or what did I do wrong exactly?
I'm just tired of all these people calling me, making offers, and nobody has money. They're all looking for owner finance.
I have plenty of money and I want to make an offer, but I'm a little uncomfortable. You're so mad at me. I'm very uncomfortable right now. How are we going to fix this?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know either. I want to give you a lot of money, but I don't want to do business with a guy who's going to be, because, we got a lot of paperwork and stuff to do. Is there a way you can fix, do you need to switch the decaf, or?
Are you paying cash?
I think I said that twice.
Okay. How soon can you close?
How soon can you be nice to me?
Right now.
See,
do you have proof of funds?
What would you like? What do I need to show for you? You sound like a nice man who's very stressed. And I want to change. I want to change this conversation all over. I want to start all over again. What do you need from me? What do you need me to show you so that you and I have an adult to adult conversation?
I just don't want someone to waste my time. I'm looking for a serious buyer. I'm getting so many phone calls.
Oh, I know. It's dreadful, isn't it? I'm feeling a lot of stress right now. I really feel pressured.
Well, I'm sorry about pressuring you out, but I'm just tired of everybody calling it. Yeah.
What just Jerry, you did that really well, man. A round of applause for Jerry there.
Yeah. Good job, Jerry.
What just happened? Finally, the dam burst. What just happened?
Right.
You flipped the script.
Yeah.
You basically, now he's apologizing to you, even though he was the one that started with the bad attitude.
That's right. Who's got to be in control when we're negotiating for a piece of real estate? I've got to, you've got to show your authority and everything. I haven't made him an offer yet, and I can make him an offer, and I can make him a cash offer. But do I want to get into a negotiation with a guy who's going to make me feel bad today?
No.
Or, what's the worst thing that can happen to us in this business on a day-to-day basis?
We get beat up and get kicked out of the business because of just, emotional, stress and not being able to connect and therefore not being able to write deals.
Exactly. So there's an attitude, an environment we have to create. My feeling is if we're submissive, subservient, to a prospect who's having a bad day. Now, Jerry's a good guy. He's just having a bad day and he's had a lot of garbage phone calls. He's acting like I would act if I was talking to a lot of negative people all day long. So we've got to fix that environment. But now Jerry apologized and he might be even embarrassed. So now you got to fix Jerry. Okay, so we get back to a good negotiation situation. Jerry, no need to apologize. Listen, I know what you're going through. This has been I can only imagine. I'm in real estate. I get a lot of garbage phone calls too, but I'm a pretty serious investor. So I appreciate that, but no apologies necessary. But thank you. But you're a gentleman. I'm glad I have the opportunity. Would you like to come on Zoom or FaceTime? I'd love to meet you in person, face to face.
Sure. What time?
Right now. I'll just click the button. Boom.
Okay, great.
I like, by the way, when you got somebody on the phone, when is the right time?
No.
Now, but you only got that moment. You only get that one chance to kiss the girl at the doorstep. Yeah, hey, I'll come back in 2 weeks. No, you go for it. You got to go for it. Good role play. Sorry to interrupt like that, but that was good.
Oh, no, that was amazing. Mateo has a question, probably along those lines. Go ahead, Mateo.
Yes. Hey, Claude, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Mateo?
Good.
Thank
So,
you.
will you deal with someone like actually make fun of you or like because
My bad haircut.
yeah, well they cannot see you, but whatever. I mean, obviously have an accent and I'm not Hispanic, but a lot of people they like be racist on the phone and say I'm not gonna sell my house to any more Hispanic people or something like that. So even if they have their house on Zillow, what will you do in that case? If you don't have that problem.
Here's the rule: never get in a pissing match with a skunk. Okay, if you get a guy who's racist or ignorant or just stupid, the worst thing you can do with an idiot is show that, see, he's just a whatever. If you react emotionally to him, you give him everything he wants. That's all he wants. He thrives. His oxygen is negativity.
Yeah.
And he's a miserable.
You're
So
right.
the best thing you can do to somebody who you get on the phone like that is make a joke. Use humor. You know, you get a guy who says, "Oh, you got to go ahead, go to me. So you got a Spanish accent or something."
Yeah,
like
I'm not
that.
gonna sell my house to any more Hispanic guy. No, I just sold like two. No.
What are you going to do?
I'm not
Oh, gee, sir, you keep this up. I'm going to take away your Tuesday taco privileges.
That's funny. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't eat tacos anyway because.
Oh God, you don't know what you're a vegan, huh? I had a feeling you were a tofu kind of guy.
I understand. Yeah, well, I don't really care. Well, if you're from that country, I'm not.
Sir,
gonna
you
do
keep this
with you.
up. I'm going to date your daughter.
That's good. Oh well.
Can I
No,
say
no.
big? Can I use really horrible language for a second and not offend anybody here?
Go ahead.
My
Yeah, go
mentor
ahead.
my mentor used to always say, it's not fuck me, it's fuck you.
I say you first when they told me fuck you.
But don't react out of anger, because
No,
that's what they want. The worst thing you can do to somebody cuts you off on the highway, laugh at him, smile at him. Are you crazy or what? If you react mad, they win. If your blood pressure goes up, they win.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they're looking for. They're sad
I
people looking just for that.
I had one guy once say, I didn't come here to be abused. Well, where do you usually go, sir? Have fun using humor. Humor can turn a negative situation into a positive one in situations. So this is a good place to test. See, sales is all about controlling emotions anyway, right? Can we control the emotions in the prospect, and can we keep ourselves from getting emotionally involved and getting mad and overreacting? This is the best part of transactional analysis, recognizing your emotional level, your ego state, and controlling yourself. So, are we better as a thinking person or as a person who reacts emotionally to every situation?
Thinking person.
Yeah.
And control the situation, right? Like that's our job.
Yeah. I use humor a lot. I get nasty people, just like we all do, and everything like that. And I use it for either practice, okay, or I use humor or something like that. You're going to meet people like this, unfortunately, in the world. Most people not. I'm a glasses half full kind of guy. Most people I talk to, I meet wonderful people, I love my clients, but you're going to have exceptional situations in that thing. So learn to practice a couple lines where you get that. I think you got one really nasty bad guy, and it kind of it kind of spoiled you. It kind of ruined it a little bit for you.
Mhm.
For me, you say?
Yeah.
No, I got that all the time. I got people sometimes don't understand what I'm saying, say I won't talk to you or whatever because I don't understand you. But that doesn't really stop me to keep going. But
Your
still, like
English is,
sometimes,
believe me,
like I'm tired to hear that thing.
listen,
Bro.
listen, your English is better than my Spanish. Okay. So
I'm not even Hispanic. I'm Italian, so it's
molto bene.
there you go.
Molto bene.
Oh, I
Oh,
speak
gosh.
Spanish anyway, but that's not the point. Like
Yeah.
here in South Florida, it's good for the business because you can do business with a lot of homeowners that don't speak any English.
Mhm.
You gotta listen in any language. I speak a couple different languages, and I can find a bathroom or order a beer
There
in
you
5
go.
different languages. And that, and in most cases, when I get somebody who English is not their first language, the first thing that goes in my mind is show respect.
Mhm.
Okay, in the end, we're all just people.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the end,
Yeah.
and I think most people don't care. Most people don't care where you're from, what you sound like, what you look like, or anything. As long the only color anybody cares about in this country is green.
Or if you can solve their problem. So if you're there, doesn't matter if you have an accent, if you speak like not very good English or whatever, if you're Chinese or whatever it is the case. But if you solve their problem, they're willing to go with you.
Yeah, Ho Sing Fat Choi. Happy New Year. I mean,
There you go.
whatever.
I have a question for Victor and Claude.
This is this is a delicate topic. This is a very
Yeah.
good topic, though.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your question, Jerry?
Everybody's talking about wholesaling is going away. You got to get your realtor license.
Mm.
My question, if you find the right realtor to work with, okay, you can still do deals, just have the realtor to market the deals, right?
I would assume so, right? I don't know if it has to do with the way the contract is written, who's the actual parties on the contract, if that's where their issue is as far as, why you can't do transactions anywhere. But as long as, I guess, if the realtor is representing you and you go through it legally, that's probably the answer. Or, a lot of these places, they're coming up with versions of the license, right? Of the real estate license, where you may not have to be a full-fledged real estate agent. There's, they're looking at different types of sort of permissions, right? For you to conduct yourself in a particular way. And they also want to be able to, control certain things about the transaction and also be able to tax you, right?
Yeah.
Why
But
are
can
you?
would you be able to just double close on a property and solve that problem?
To make a blanket answer about that would be, that would be outside the realm of what I would say that, it's probably unique to every market that you go into, and, you just need to find out,
Okay.
right? Go ahead, Claude.
What Victor said is true. Double closing, get the right escrow title company, or get the right attorney, your title or escrow company, people who know that you're a regular customer. Okay.
Right.
And they will protect your interest in a double escrow, a concurrent escrow, or something like that. They have a lot of latitude when you have the right third parties representing you. My question, though, is why do you feel wholesaling is going away or being regulated?
I was just listening to Jerry Norton and Joe McCall talking a couple of days ago.
Okay.
And, some other people have been talking the way the laws are changing.
The business of America is business. Some people step over the line and they act in a fiduciary capacity. You cannot, in this business, you're not allowed to represent other people. That's when you need licensing, when you represent that. I will help you sell your home. I will help you buy a home or something. That's when you're stepping over the line. But if you negotiate on your own behalf as a consultant or as a principal, you're allowed to do that in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure your CYA, you're covered, your assets there. Have a contract that says I'm the principal Do it under your corporation, and your corporation can sublet, transfer, convey, assign, double escrow, or whatever. If you want to represent other people, either get a real estate license or hire a realtor. There's nothing wrong with having an attorney or a realtor under your corporate umbrella if you're doing that much business.
Sir, I have a couple of questions. This is Rick. Actually, 3 questions. One is, so when we are talking to the seller and tell them about, we're gonna, what do you call that? I forgot.
Wholesale, or we're going?
No, consultant. So
Okay.
when we are becoming a consultant, are we not helping them out to sell their property, right? So that wouldn't, okay.
Nope, you're not representing them. You're simply just giving them information and teaching them a process that they can use.
Got it. Okay. And then my second question was, with Jerry, when you were talking, what if the seller has said, okay, show me the proof of funds, or how you're going to close? What will be your next step? Because he wants to see something in writing.
Well, proof of funds are not that difficult to get. Like you can get proof of funds. You know, if you
Right.
need one, you know, you can even go online. There's some of the lenders will give you proof of funds. The ideal scenario would be that you have a lender that you work with, ideally someone who's national, right? And a lot
Okay.
of these guys are national, and they'll provide you with a proof of funds letter.
Okay.
Right. So
So
the proof of funds is really not that difficult to get.
But at the end of the day, we are still not giving them cash offers. We're still giving them a terms or creative offer. But if they want to
Depends-
see it,
I guess it depends on the scenario, right? Depends on you know what exactly it is that you're trying to sell.
okay.
Yeah. So you know you're going to be representing something, and if you're talking about making a cash offer and you know they need to see something, that's not that difficult to get. Keep in mind that typically, unless you're planning on holding on to the property, it's a whole different transaction. All you're really trying to do, for the most part, is create a sellable instrument.
Okay.
Right. So you're not
Right.
you're not moving property, you're moving paperwork.
Paperwork. True.
Precious Bangle. Precious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're welcome.
And get a commitment too. Sir, if I show you all that information you requested, what happens next when I send that to you this afternoon?
Okay.
Make
The
sure you're getting.
reciprocity clause, right?
Yeah, that reciprocity clause. You said it better than me. Absolutely. Yeah. Make sure you're not, see, they're trying to, you know, what's the picture of the Godfather? It's a puppet on a string. They're trying to, their default system is to manipulate you. Oh, give me this, do that, answer these questions. Well, if I do all these things, sir, what happens next at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon when we speak again? And then if they backpedal or they give you new conditions and things, you know, you're not close, you know, you don't want to do all this running around and work. How many people here have been up till 11, 12 o'clock at night doing contracts like me with no commitment? That's not the best way to operate a business.
Yeah.
Get real strong, unequivocal commitments. Well, listen carefully. What are those wishy-washy words we always talk about, Victor?
You put me on the spot. You know, stuff like you know, call me tomorrow, or you know, I'm not really sure about you know what you're talking about. You know, can you send me some referrals? You know, do you have a website?
Yeah, I think we can do business. Maybe this is, I can't wait to tell my wife, maybe she'll want to do this deal with us. You're a great guy, Victor. And I got to tell you something, I'm going to get back to you in the near distant future while I give this my highest consideration. But don't worry, I'll get back to you in a week or two at the worst. Okay, buddy? So, hey, listen, thanks a lot for all that. And I'll talk to you as soon as I can. That's wishy-washy.
Yeah, and that's free consultation.
And that's wishy-washy to the 10th power. And if you're like me at one time, I'd go back to my car. Oh, I crushed it. I got this deal. Oh, it's over. What did I really have?
Nothing.
Zero.
Zero, nada.
Mhm.
Bubkiss, nothing, baby.
Mhm.
And this is the mistake. That's when we get, once again, we get emotionally involved. We want to hear what we want to hear, and we disregard the maybes, the probablys, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you guys, it's 16 after the hour. I have some commitments and stuff. Hey, Claude, thank you so much for coming through, man. Really enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody got value from sharing and having you impart your endless wisdom to us. So we appreciate you, my friend.
And we appreciate you. You're great for doing this every Wednesday. We really thanks you. Thumbs up for Victor here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Jerry Smith, I really appreciate all the input, my friend, and sharing with us, your little journey and inspiring, some people who are also starting on there. So, props to you, my friend. Really appreciate you. Mateo, thank you for all the questions. Alan Garcia, or Alan Bryan, I should say, Corey, Jason Richter, John Kruk, Kevin, Holanda, Michael Goolsby, my man. I'm gonna call you after this, my friend, and Rick Premji. Hey, thanks all you guys for showing up and showing up.
Victor,
Yes.
before you go,
Yes, sir.
looking forward to learning more about the program you're working on.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know how to reach me. So yeah, I'll be willing to share. As especially as I go through this process, I'm going to probably bring it to the group because this is another opportunity to jump into a market and make some money. So as I get better, I plan on imparting all of it.
Victor,
Thank you.
I send you
I got your
my
info.
phone number. Send me a text or whatever, so we can talk about the houses right here. It's
For
vacant,
sure.
by the way.
Yeah, that sounds
What part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Palm Beach, but I work basically all Florida,
okay.
but Miami-Dade. I don't like Miami-Dade.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm in Riverview. Right
Where?
outside of Tampa in Riverview.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You're in the group, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I send you a private message so we can connect. If I got something in that area, we can work together.
I love it.
Hey, yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
What was your name
Hey, Mike.
again? What was my man's name again?
Mateo.
Mateo.
My last name?
No, what was your Mateo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mateo.
Okay.
My last name is Sandrone.
Sandrone. Okay. I'll look
Yeah.
at you. All right.
Yeah,
Right,
Michael is over in the Atlanta area, but he works Florida as well. He and I.
I'm a
partnered
real
up
estate
on the-
agent too in the three counties, San Lucie, Broward, and Palm Beach. So if you guys need, like
Oh yeah.
he was telling Jerry was telling like that now you guys need a real estate. I don't think it's gonna be soon, but if you guys need help with anything, just let me know.
Yeah,
With some
Sounds good,
MLS
man.
information, just let me know.
yeah.
Yeah,
let's do-
I'm in the Hillsborough County area. Yeah.
All right, yeah, guys. So basically, this is an invitation to team up, help each other out. Take advantage of the opportunities that each of us, present. I'm an agent here in California. So if you end up in a California situation, you need an agent or whatever. Just like Mateo, pull my coattail, and I'll see how I can support you in any way I can. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Talk
All
to
right,
you later,
guys.
guys.
Have a
All
great
right,
rest of
bye.
the day. Thank you guys for showing up, and you guys are appreciated. And let's go make some deals.
There you
Thanks,
go.
All right. All right.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
You